Good morning everyone. My name is Tanushri Dalai from Civil Engineering branch, and today I am going to teach you your Theory 2 paper, which name is Structural Design 2. So in the last class we discussed about the design philosophy. So it is divided into three types, which is your working stress, ultimate load and limit state design method. So today let's start with your disadvantages of the ultimate load method. So first is this method gives very thin sections which leads to excessive deformation and cracking, thus making the structure unserviceable. So in the first design method, which is your working stress method, in that design method we only consider the serviceability, not the strength part. But in case of ultimate load method, here if we consider the strength part, then it is weak in the serviceability part. That means it gives a long deformation and it gives a cracking, so that the structure may weak in the strength. So which is a big demerit for the ultimate load method. So here the serviceability is not maintained. Then next one is your no factors of safety are used for the material stress. Okay, here the safety of factor or the factor of safety is not used for calculation of stress of the material used in the structure. So next and third design method is the limit state method. So in this method it was evolved by to care of both strength and serviceability criteria by using the code Indian Standard 800-2007. So the limit state method fulfill all the criteria of the working stress method as well as the ultimate stress method, and the lacuna which is come from the from the ultimate stress method and working stress method is eliminated during the use of limit state method. Okay, so because here we can taken into the consideration both the strength as well as the serviceability. So next point is the use of this method in all cases and restricted the use of working stress method only when limit state method cannot be conveniently applied. So there is some rare cases there in which we can't use the limit state method. So in that time we can use working stress method. Okay, so there are some principle of the limit state method. So the first principle is the limit state method of design of structures was developed considering actual behavior of materials and structure. That means in the limit state method we can consider the structure along the elastic limit as well as the plastic limit, and after the plastic limit a yield point is there. That means the optimum stress level of the structure we can find out in the limit state method, and after the optimum limit state it gives a sign in the form of crack by which it can indicate us that the structure may fail up to some time. That means if the load system is increased day by day, then after the optimum stress it will be fail. So to avoid that kind of situation, so we have to time to reconstruct the structure before the failure. So it is the very good advantages also of the limit state method. The next one is a structure is designed to be safe and to serve the purpose of which it is intended. That means, as I said before, if we know the time when the structure is going to fall, then we can reconstruct it before the failure so that it gives safety and serve a good suitability to structure, which is helpful for human being, and it can also economic in nature. So next point is, a structure is designed to fail, not fail only when it collapses, but also when it becomes unfit for use by violating serviceability requirements of deflection, cracking, vibration, fatigue, corrosion, fire, etc. So as I said before, it gives an indication in the form of cracking, deflection, the vibration also there by corrosion, so that we have to lot of time to reconstruct the structure so that the structure doesn't fail. So the next point is, those limit states are the state beyond which the structure no longer satisfies the specified performance requirement. So as I said before, the limit state method, we take the consideration the value of optimum stress method, which is known as yield point. That means the optimum capability of a structure against the loading system. Okay, so that it can no longer satisfy the specified performance requirement. So the next is, the limit state to be considered in design may be grouped under following major categories. So basically your limit state method is working on two kinds of limit state. So one is your limit state of collapse and another is your limit state of serviceability. So it is the combination of both the two design criteria, which is your working stress method, another is your ultimate stress method. So in case of limit state of collapse, it includes the loss of equilibrium of the whole structure or its parts. And next one is your loss of stability of the structure due to soil or overturning of the structure. So next is failure by excessive deformation or rupture. And next is failure from buckling due to elastic or plastic industry. The next one is brittle fracture and fracture due to the fatigue. So in case of limit state of collapse, these are the strengthening or limiting zone which we taken into the consideration, and we design the structure by considering these all the failures so that we can make a very good structure and a very good infrastructure for the future. Then next is your limit state of serviceability. So the limit state of serviceability include the following criteria. So first one is your deformation or deflection that adversely affect the appearance or effective use of structure or cause improper functioning of the equipments or services or causing damage to finish. The next serviceability state is repairable damage due to use of the effect of fatigue. Then second one is your vibration in a structure or any part of it which may limit its functional effectiveness by causing discomfort or damage. So, today this much. We will discuss rest of the thing in the next class. So, thank you so much.